Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to African Buzz. Thank you for always coming back to watch the videos in this channel and for always commenting, letting us know what you think in the comment section. And we are always amazed by the knowledge that you give us as we exchange knowledge, right? So today we go to Nigeria. And do you know what is happening in Nigeria? I think the giant of Africa, Nigeria, will one day wake up and shock us, because Nigeria reportedly to issue mining licenses to companies committed to processing. So you will not be given mining license in Nigeria if you are not going to process in Nigeria. Isn't that wonderful? Because if there's a problem that we have, and there's a time that we talked about Ghana getting 10% of its whatever has been mined. Imagine someone comes to your land, gets gold, goes away with it, processes it in his home, and whatever they get from taking it out, you get only 10%. It's not so good. And I think most countries in Africa are getting that, even for gas and all that. But Nigeria has decided that they will only be issuing mining licenses only to companies committed to local processing. So the country will incentivize investors to import mining equipment by waiving taxes, facilitating the process of obtaining electricity generation licenses, permitting complete repatriation of profits, and enhancing security. So this is what the Minister of Solid Minerals Development said. In exchange, we have to review their plans for setting up a plant and how they would add value to the Nigerian economy. So I think that is amazing. Like, it's beautiful, and we all need to do this, because at some point we even had Ramaphosa talking about our minerals, African minerals benefiting Africans. But in most cases, and we have just had a video of the AFRICOM Commander-in-Chief, that is the US AFRICOM Commander-in-Chief, saying that Africa is important, especially sub-Saharan Africa, for mining concessions. It's a mining thing. We also had a video in which Dr. Howard Nicholas was saying Africa is for minerals. They cannot let Africa develop because it's a source of minerals. But if we are able to mine and process here, that thing about terrorism will end, because terrorism is fueled so that minerals can be extracted cheaply and without paying the due tariffs. But if you are mining and doing it here, you have to account for everything, and you have to account for the finished product, and everything leaving the country will be accounted for. So it will be difficult for even the miners to do the dirty deals and carry our minerals. But if we process locally, it means that we'll have created a lot of employment for our brothers and sisters. And at some point we say this, our brothers and sisters who cross the Mediterranean do not go out there because they are looking for anything else. They follow our minerals, because our ancestors are buried in that earth. And when you carry rocks and soil, you are carrying their remains. So why won't our people follow their ancestors? So if we process it here, it means, and one of our subscribers asked, where do they take the waste, the waste after removing the minerals? That is the rocks, the crushed rocks, the soil. Where do they take it? And that is where now we have a problem. But if they will be processing it locally, even after creating a lot of employment, this waste can be taken back to cover the mines, because at many times these mines are usually left as holes, which is an eyesore and also a hazard. It's a risk. Sometimes they are filled with water. People die in those places. Very bad. Sometimes, like we saw in Niger, Mali, and BURKINAFASO, when these guys are mining, they do not provide the required safety precautions for our people. But when they are mining there, it has to be done. So this is a very, very great deal for Nigeria, and I hope the giant of Africa is waking up, and I also hope Tinubu, President Tinubu, who we have been calling, especially for quite some time, especially after the sanctions on Niger and the AES. I hope that these guys are waking up and saying we have to forge our future. And the future of our Africa is first minerals and agriculture. And in addition to this, in addition to the fact that Nigeria will be requiring you to process locally, we are seeing Dangote, you know Dangote, one of the richest person in Africa. He might be the richest today, tomorrow is the second, but he's among the first. And he built a refinery around 2020-2021, and Dangote refinery can end 17 billion amount of annual gasoline imports from Europe to Africa. So normally what happens, Nigeria is one of the biggest producers of petroleum in Africa, and when they extract their petroleum, it's usually sent to Europe. Once sent to Europe, it's refined, then brought back. And at some point they say that because there's these guys who do illegal refinery in the bushes in Nigeria, they usually say that what they have is even cleaner compared to what comes back from UK and Europe. So what this article is saying is, as European refineries face closure due to stiff competition, the Dangote facility, which was launched in January 2024, can process up to 650,000 barrels per day and is projected to become the largest refinery in Africa and Europe. The Dangote refinery has been widely hailed as a major milestone in Nigeria's quest for energy independence. Wow. Imagine all Africa getting their refined petroleum from Nigeria. This would be big for Nigeria and Dangote. And this is what we need in Africa. We need Africans. If you cannot do it alone like Dangote, we need Africans to come together and invest together. Like what Arikana is doing with her ADDI. She's bringing our brothers and sisters in the diaspora together and bringing them to invest in Africa. And I heard that they are starting to do that in BURKINAFASO and AES. So if you have not joined the train, please join. So we are celebrating Nigeria. One, they will not be allowing anybody, they will not be giving licenses to anybody who will not be processing their minerals locally. Another thing is the Dangote refinery. So we celebrate Dangote, the richest man in Africa, because I think he did this one, although it's, it will make him more richer, but it will be a game changer for Africa. If this will be the biggest refinery in both Africa and Europe, this will be huge. And I'm happy for Nigeria. And apart from the fact that now Africa can be getting the refined petroleum products from there, it could be cheaper. That is one, because if Niger will be getting it, okay, Niger have their own oil. Imagine Ghana is getting it from Nigeria. It's just across two countries, Togo and Benin. Imagine even South Africa is getting some of their petroleum from Nigeria. It's just crossing. It's not like you're getting it from Oman or Saudi Arabia, which you have to go around. So this will be big for Africa. This will be big for Nigeria and Nigerians, because it will also create a lot of employment. So kudos to Nigeria, kudos to Dangote and Nigerians. We hope that this will be a benefit for Africa and Africans. Let us know what you think in the comment section. We see you in the next one. Bye bye.